Welcome back to Spreadsheet Edits channel. Okay, so today's topic will be the multiple criteria for the index match. So for index match, of course, over here there will be two things to be discussed, to be shared. First is regarding the non-array formulas, and the other one is the array formula. Okay, so for the web versions, right, it's not support the array formula, so we will focus more on the non-array formula. Okay, and first of all, we come to the array formula. That's how it looks like. Okay, at first, okay, as you can see in the array formula, right, index, okay, and then this one is a range. Actually, it's a return. What is the things you want to return? Okay, it doesn't matter. Anything can be based on your criteria. And then for the match, okay, you to match this one is default as a 1, and then this is the criteria. You can put equal or less than, or less than, or more than, or equal to sign, which is what I mean is this sign, okay, or this sign, or this, or you can put this one. Oh, sorry. This one basically is equal sign. Okay, so this is the things you can do in this equal sign. Instead of this equal sign, you can put all this operator. Okay, so and for the next criteria, okay, this one is the AND criteria. That's why it's multiply. Okay, and then the second criteria is this one, and then third criteria, so you just multiply, and then of course you need to get exact match. Then you close the bracket. After you do this thing, right, okay, you need to use Ctrl Shift Enter. Then the formula only will change with this one. There's a special bracket here. So this special bracket, if you type, it doesn't reflect anything. So this is what we call as an array formula. Okay. And you look at the array formula, looks so simple, straightforward. In fact, when you go to the Excel other versions, right, it doesn't show anything. So here is the non-array formula. For non-array formula, everything looks exactly the same except added index, and then in the index there, right, this one, the back to the previous one, right, the index. Okay, you see the index criteria is return column. Okay, so this one, the index, okay, so index is here, row number and column number. So the row number and column numbers here, right, when you look over here, is 0 and 1. So which means that the row number is 0 and then column numbers is default as 1. Okay, so you just remember this one, this formula, and how it been used. That's more than enough. Okay. So the difference between non-array formula and array formula, right, you see this one index, and then it added this one. So the rest is actually the same. So with this one, you no need to use the Ctrl Shift Enter to get the array formula, and eventually this one will be used for the web versions and also the Google Sheet as well, because Google Sheet also doesn't support the array formula. That's why we need to have these things. Okay, so that's it for this one, the expression here. So for taking the samples here, okay, so for the that match over here, right, let's say I want to look for the apple and then with quantity 10. Okay, who's the fellas? Okay, so I return the name here, who's the guy, so I can return either column A or column E or F, sorry. Okay, so from here I just put index, and of course over here I will just put this range. Okay, because this is the fixed range. Okay, from here, right, I can use this one. This one is another way of writing the absolute reference in the table format. So this is like this. If you don't want to do this, also can. Okay, So for tables, right, it's applicable for the web versions as well. And for Google Sheet, I never try on that. Okay, for Google Sheet, basically I most of the time I'm using the range. Okay, so come to here, the next things, and before you start over here, okay, as I mentioned, I will just copy the reference. Okay, so this is the reference. So this one is because is a text already. So and then come back over here, I just put the numbers here. I think I put better here. I cannot see the whole formula, so I strike over here. Okay, so I hide the previous one and come back to this ones, right? Okay, so now I put back the equal sign because there's formulas. So I will give you these samples in my video description as well, so we can always use this one as a reference. Okay, and then next one, what we're going to type over here is match. Okay, and then put 1 as default, and again I put index over here, and this time, right, basically I need to open the bracket, another bracket. Okay, so for these ones, right, product, what's the product? Okay, so the product must be equal to Apple. Okay, so I just put over here, and then what's the Apple over here? So basically because of Apple is this one, this is the product, and I just select like this. And of course this is not sufficient because when I want to do the things right, I need to make it, this one become the habit. Okay, so this is the first criteria, and then I close the bracket, and the second criteria will be, what's the things, more than 10. So basically, right, this one is a 10. Okay, so from here I just put open bracket 10, because over here I just put the extra text, so I just put like this, the other way, which is the reference range must be more than 10, and select this range. Okay, so and then open the bracket, semicolon, and then close it. Okay, so close it. So the next one, which currently I just put two criteria. If there are more criteria, you can put as well. Okay, so close it. The next one is 0. So this one is the, I want to complete the match inside, and then I close for the index. Okay, so and enter. So it's async. So when you look over here, right, okay, for Apple, okay, so Apple only these 3. For more than 10, of course, definitely is just 1. So this is how we use the index match. For the things over here, how to get these ones right, we can still use this one. Okay, so the idea is like this. So it can return all these things, right? Actually, true, false, right? It represents 1110. That's why multiplied by 0000, right? Okay, it becomes 0. When 1 multiplied by 0, it becomes 0. Then it, at the end, be false. Okay, as long as the correct one, you just get back the values there. So at the end, you get exactly where is it. Okay, it's similar like the array. Okay, but it's not really the array formulas. Over here, this is the concept. I quite salute to some other people who are mentioning this kind of solutions, and for myself, I basically just all the while I just refer to this one and use the formula. Okay, so from here you can see query. Okay, and I show you. So this is how it looks like. You see, at the end just only 1. Okay, so and then the match, the return like this one. So from A2 to 10, which is the first one. Okay, so it's how it looks like. Okay, So that's why I written async. Instead I will filter over here. And then the other things over here, right, instead of using this ones, right, this is the end case, okay.